Hi everybody and welcome. Thanks so much for joining us for our Thermomix Everyday Entertaining or Summer Edition magazine launch. We were very excited that our magazine has launched in stores and on the Mix shop from today. And we thought we would bring you guys a virtual class just to show you a few of the different recipes that are in it. There are some incredible recipes, hopefully give you some new inspiration and ideas, inspire you to grab a copy of the magazine and perhaps share some hints and tips with you along the way. So welcome. My name is Erin O'Brien. I'm a Thermomix consultant and team leader based in Drouin in Victoria. And all of our wonderful team is based mainly in Victoria at the moment. Yes, myself and our team are bringing you this virtual tonight, and I've got Jess and Charlotte cooking with me. We would love to know where you're watching from tonight. If you'd like to pop it in the chat box and perhaps what you're hoping to get out of tonight. Are you thinking about buying the magazine? Are you looking for some new hints and tips? Maybe pop in there as well. Do you have a Thermomix and what model? And maybe even how long you've had it for. I love seeing that. There's always a big variety of people that have had it for years and perhaps someone that's just got it in the last few days. So pop all that in the chat box for us. And we're going to get right into things tonight. And Jess is going to get us started. So we'll head on over and meet Jess. Just find her back on there.
Oh, hang on a second. I am blurry. Sorry, everyone. There we go. That's better. All right. I am Jess, and I'm Termi Life on the Farm. So tonight, as we said, we're cooking out of the new magazine. Has anyone seen it in the shops yet? Love to know. Pop it in the chat box if you have seen it. Tonight, I am cooking the lamb korma meatballs, lettuce cups with Roma bunting. So I'm not very good at cooking off a recipe. I'm too used to the guided cooking now. So I've actually gone ahead and I have loaded this recipe onto my created recipes. So I'm just going to go into my week. And I've got it loaded in here already. So here it is. So it just takes an extra minute to come up just because it's a creator recipe. And it'll look a bit different tonight on the screen if you can see it. But we'll just click on start cooking. There's a bit of a disclaimer here saying that I am cooking my own recipe. So it's just not one that's been triple tested on CookieDo. However, it is in the magazine, so it will be right as long as I've copied all the steps properly. Okay, so we're going to place the simmering basket onto the mixing bowl lid, just like this. And weigh in 200 grams of basmati rice. So just a little bit different. We click the scale buttons and we can measure into the rice in there. I've already done this step though, because then the next step after that is to rinse it and then cover it with some boiling water. So you can see in this bowl here, I've already got my rice already in there with the boiling water. So I can go on. So now we are going to place 40 grams of onion into the bowl, in there, close enough. 2 cloves of garlic, pop them in. We've got half a lemon peel, so I've just used the peeler on the lemon here, pop that in. And 20 grams of ginger, so I'll pop that in as well. And then we're just going to chop that on for 5 seconds on speed 7. So again, clicking on the little blade symbol. And because I've already put it in creator recipes, it actually has already filled the dial. So we've got 5 seconds and I'm just going to turn it around to speed 7, just like started cooking. All right, so that should be done nice and quick. I'll show you in there. It's just really blitzed all that up for us. So I'll just scrape down the sides. We might actually, because it goes so fast on speed 7, I'm just going to quickly do that again, just to get the lemon peel a bit more. All right, that'll be done this time. Then click next. Just have a look there. A little bit better this time. We'll scrape all that down. Now we're going to pop in 4 sprigs of coriander. Pop the leaves in like that. All right, so now we need 40 grams of day-old bread. Pop some of that in. Great way to use up the crust so that the kids don't want to eat. There we go. Now we're going to do 40 grams of milk. Yeah, that was something I'd forgotten to get out. A bit much, but that's okay. Put in is half a teaspoon of salt. What else we got? Some ground black pepper, just a 1/4 teaspoon. So we'll just put a pinch of that in as well. 1 egg. And half a teaspoon of garam masala in here. Put in. All right, and then we're going to need 500 grams of lamb mince. So I have that here. So we're just making the meatball portion of it now. Pop that in there like that. All right, and then we're just going to mix that for 5 seconds on speed 7. So again, go to the blades, same thing, 5 seconds, and then around to speed 7. Okay. So again, I've put that in there. I might just actually do it and just blitz it again for a couple more seconds, just because there's a lot of stuff in there and it's not mixed well enough for my liking. I'm sure it would be fine, but my kids will see the coriander in that. So I'm just going to do it again. My kids aren't really that fussy, but it's easier when they don't need to question everything that's in their food. All right, so that's our mince mixture now. So that's ready to make into meatballs. So it's just saying to transfer into another bowl and set aside, but I'm just going to grab another bowl. All right, so we've just got another clean bowl here. And we'll go on. So the next step is, so yeah, rinse mixing bowl. Not going to do that. Got a second bowl. Anyone else got a second bowl at the moment? So good. All right, so now we're just going to pop in 20 grams of ghee. So let's go back to my scales. Now, was anyone using ghee or making it? I actually made this lot this morning, ready for this recipe. I hadn't actually made it before, and it was really easy, which was a nice surprise for me. So there's a recipe on Cookie-Doo for that, if anyone does want to make their own ghee. All right, so we need 5 cloves of garlic. I've run out of actual cloves, so I'm just going to use minced garlic. Actually, it's not 5. We'd already used 2, so it's just the 3. The rest of the ginger straight in. We're going to put in the rest of the onion recipe. So it's 150 grams of that. Then we've got a little bit more salt again. And then we've got 50 grams of raw cashews. Got my cashews here. Grams of that. And then 20 grams of korma blend. So again, there's a recipe on Cookie-Doo for this. So I just whiz this up tonight after dinner. Really simple. You're just using the some of the spices I've got in the cupboard. Just got 20 grams of this. Very aromatic. It smells beautiful. There we go. And then 1 long red chili. I'm not actually going to pop that in because, as I said before, the kids will be eating this. So I'm just going to add chili to mine after. And then we need 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric as well. I've just got that here and I'll pop that in there. All right. So we're just going to chop that for 4 seconds on speed 7. There we go. So you can see that there, we've just made a beautiful curry paste there. So I'm just going to scrape that all down, back down to the blades. You'll find that when you're cooking with the blades move at such high speed, we do just have to keep scraping everything back down to the bottom just because it gets thrown up the side. It smells delicious. If only you could smell it through Zoom. All right, and then we're just going to saute that for 3 minutes at 120 degrees. So I'll just pop that on there like that. I'll quickly check the chat box, but is anyone doing creative recipes at the moment? We've got, there's heaps of different ways you can do it. You can go into the recipe community and add a recipe directly from recipe community in. If you go on there, there's a button that says add to cookie dough. Perfect, really easy. And then the update to cookie dough just recently, actually, it pulls out all the steps and it will autofill the, like for the speed and the time and the different ingredients you have as well. Or you can do what I did tonight, and I just got the recipe from the actual magazine here, and I just sat at the computer and I wrote it in step by step. So nice and easy to do it that way as well. But it just means that you can then get any of your family favorite recipes, anything that you convert over to the Thermomix. You can now actually share the recipes between yourself and friends from cookie dough as well. So that does make it a lot better if you've got a family favorite that other members of the family would love to have as well. So has anyone, I haven't actually even made a lamb korma before. So this is like a nice different way of having it, I think. So it'll be much better to have a curry in the heat of the hot weather to have it in the lettuce cups, which I'm really looking forward to. We're just going as well. I know that we're about to use our bundt tin in the Veroma. I'm not sure if anyone's seen these as well. These are now on the Mix shop, and they actually allow you to cook rice at the same time you're cooking the curry, because the bundt tin will actually sit in the Veroma like this. So it will be able to sit on top and it'll actually be able to cook at the same time that the curry cooks, which is really exciting. I've used it a few times now, and it's really handy for cooking rice at the same time that you're cooking the curry. So there's a lot of recipes on cookie dough as well using the bundt tins. There's some for cakes, there's different rice dishes, lots of different options, and I'm sure they'll keep adding to that as well. So if you are looking for something like this, you will find it in the shop. All right, so we just have 30 seconds to go there. Now with the meatballs, I'll just show you while we've got that little bit of time. All I need to do with these will be just to make small meatball sizes and just put them on the tray of the Veroma. So I'm not actually going to do that on camera because that'll be really boring for everyone. So I'm just going to do that off camera, but that's about the size that I'm going to make, I think. All right. So we'll go on. So I've done that step. Now we're going to add 100 grams of boiling water. Ooh, so you can see that there. It's all nice and hot. Smells delicious. So we'll go here and I'll go to 100 grams of boiling water. we go. We've got 25 grams of tomato paste. Nearly out of that, but we'll have just enough. Perfect. And 400 grams of coconut cream. All right, we'll pop that in as well. We'll go next. All right, so now we are going to, so we'll pop the lid back on. Now what we're going to do is put our rice into the bundt tin here. So I'm just going to quickly drain my rice. All right, so best way to do it is just into your simmering basket so you don't have to really dirty another dish. And then we're just going to pop it into the bundt tin. So you'll see here, I'm just going to put it around the bundt tin like that. Scrape out the rest of it. Pop it in like that. And then we're just going to weigh in 200 grams of boiling water. So I can just click on the scales again there, which will bring up the scales. And then I'm just going to pour in, measuring my 200 grams of boiling water. There we go. And that's all just in there. All the rice is nicely covered. I'm just pushing it down to make sure it is all actually covered by the water, so it'll cook properly. Then we're going to get the lid, our Varoma lid, pop that on top like that. And then it's just now going to cook for 10 minutes at Varoma on speed 2. So I will just let that go for the next 10 minutes and I will roll my meatballs while I am off camera.
Amazing. Thanks, Jess. We'll come back in about 10 minutes and for your next step. All right, we are going to come back over to me and I've got a couple of recipes to show you guys tonight, but the first one I'm going to start off with is a teriyaki deli chicken. So what this is a bit like a chicken loaf or something that you buy from the deli at the supermarket, but obviously a much healthier version, and we know exactly what's in it in comparison to perhaps what we buy at the supermarket. So I think this is going to be delicious. So we will get started straight away, and to start with, we are going to make the chicken loaf part of it and then a sauce. So we're going to pop in about a teaspoon of olive oil to start with. I'm a shopper for not measuring, sorry about that. Half a teaspoon of sesame oil. Is anyone buying like meats like this from the supermarket at the moment? Put it in the chat box and let me know. 2 garlic cloves. Whole garlic cloves in there. 2 spring onions chopped into about 4 centimetre pieces. About 20 grams of fresh ginger. So I'm going to scroll across and open up the scales. Has anyone got a copy of the magazine yet? Anyone that's not a consultant at the shops this morning? So 20 grams of fresh ginger cut into pieces and a teaspoon of salt. Got a few lovers of chicken loaf. Do you love what's in it, guys? All right, so now we're going to give that a chop on 5 seconds on speed 7. So just pop out of those scales there. Go back to our main page. Home screen. 5 and speed 7. All right, so we've given that a really quick chop there. And it doesn't matter, we're just, sorry, giving you a scrape down now. It doesn't matter if there's a few chunky bits, especially of the ginger, because that is a bit harder to chop because we're going to blend it up in a minute when we put the chicken in. So don't stress if it didn't all completely chop up there. And now we're just going to cook that down. So 3 minutes. 3 minutes, 100 degrees. And on speed 1. So while that's doing that, we're actually going to duck on over to Charlotte, who will introduce herself and start her recipe, and then we'll come back and continue on.
Hi everyone, I'm Charlotte. I'm from Warragul or Darnham, just in West Gippsland here. I'm a home baker mum on Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to do from the magazine, it's a chicken and avocado risotto salad. I'm just going to do it manually today because I didn't get a chance to pop it into my creative recipes. But yeah, just like Jess said, it's very easy to do. I'll just move my camera down so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to start with the chicken. So basically I'm going to do the chicken and then I'm going to do a dressing and then I'm going to cook the chicken and the risotto all together. All right, so it's saying to pop this on and we're just going to go over to our scales. Now it says to use chicken tenderloins. And I've just cut them in half lengthwise and then again into little chunks. I'm just going to pop that in, just do the scales. I've already pre-cut it, so you didn't have to watch me doing that. All right, and then we are going to sprinkle it with some paprika. So I'm just going to not measure, just a wing it. Cool. All right, and then it says just to stir it and combine with the spatula. So I'm just going to do that straight into the varoma here. Just like that. And I've just popped the lid under like that, so to catch any of those juices that do fall down. And that save your bench from getting dirty. And now we're going to move on to the dressing. Sorry, my lighting in this house is terrible. All right, so the dressing is like a lime sort of dressing. So I'm going to start with some garlic. Where's my garlic? So I've got 4 cloves of garlic. And then we're going to do some lime zest. I had one tiny little lime on my tree, so I just zested that. So that's about 2 teaspoons worth roughly. And then we're going to do some chili flakes. This is optional, so you don't have to. My kids probably won't eat this, so I'll just put some in for me. I'm actually looking forward to this for my lunch tomorrow. And then we need some honey, so I'm just going to tear my scales. A little bit of honey, just says 20 grams. And then we need some salt and pepper. Salt. Pepper. And then we're going to blend that for 3 seconds, speed 7. Pop the lid on that. Just going to go back to home. We're just going to put 3 seconds, speed 7. Oh, it smells delicious. It smells so fresh. You can't really see that. And then we're going to add the lime juice and oil. I'm just going to use, it says to use fresh lime juice, but I didn't have that. I only had one little lime on my tree. Just going to use this one. So about 100 grams. So I just got my scales up again. And then we're going to go in with some olive oil. So I'm just going to tear those scales back to 0 again. I'm going to put in 150 grams of olive oil. Hopefully I've got enough. Good. I might even only have, I don't know, maybe. Oh, look at that, 150 grams and the bottle's empty. Perfect. All right, so then we're going to mix that for 10 seconds on speed 4. Now it's saying to add 2 tablespoons of that dressing. It smells good. Dressing there. So we're going to add 2 tablespoons of that dressing to our chicken. So I'm just going to roughly do that. Might have a third. And then we're just going to mix that in. And it says transfer the remaining dressing to a jug. Right, that's all mixed. I'm just going to spread that evenly and just keep a few little holes in the bottom so that the steam can get through. See the hole through the middle. And I'm just going to tip that dressing into just a jar. I'm just going to leave. I'm not going to wash my bowl. Going to be more flavour, and then we're going to go on to, we're going to cook the risotto and the chicken. So it says to place the carrot, spring onion and ginger into the bowl. So I've just pre-cut it into little chunks. It's going to go straight in, and then we're going to chop that for 2 seconds on speed 6. That's chopped pretty nicely, really quick. Definitely couldn't do that by hand in 2 seconds. And then I'm just going to scrape down the sides there and add some water. I'm just going to go back to my scales. I've just pre-boiled my kettle to speed things up a little bit. I'm just going to go 1500. That one. And we're going to add some stock paste. It says to use chicken stock paste, but I didn't have that. I've just got my homemade vegetable stock paste. So I'm just going to substitute it with that. So we're going to put, how much are we putting in a tablespoon? It says 20 grams. So yeah, about a tablespoon or so. That's that one. And then we're going to, so we're going to put the lid on, and then we're going to pop the varoma on top. So start cooking that chicken, and we're going to cook that for 18 minutes, and then we're going to come back and we're going to put the risotto into the water and cook that, and then we'll cook the chicken a bit more too. So I'll pop that on for 18 minutes with the varoma temperature and speed 2.
Awesome. Thanks, Charlotte. So while that chicken and sauce is cooking away there, we will continue on and we'll come back to Charlotte, like she said, to pop the risotto on shortly. Jess, how's yours going? Do you still have a bit more cook time or are you ready?
No, I am ready.
Awesome. We'll come back to you quickly.
So here are all my meatballs here. My next step is to pop the tray in on top. So that will sit on top of the bunsen under there. Pop the lid back on. And then it's just going to cook now for 17 minutes on varoma. And it says, and I'm just going to turn to speed 3 and let it go. That was my next step. That's all.
Amazing. Simple. All right. Thank you. We'll come back to you once that's done. All right. So back over to me now. So that garlic, spring onion and ginger mix has all sauteed down now there. So the next step is to pop in 500 grams of chicken just diced up. So I have done that, or cut up, I should say. So we'll pop it all in. I think I'm just over, that's okay. And then we are going to blend it up. So 50 seconds on speed 5. Zoom might nip me out for this. So if it does, I'll just see you in 50 seconds. 50, speed 5. All right, that's all done. So while that was going, you obviously saw they got out a piece of baking paper because that's what we are going to roll our chicken up into a nice little log. So there you go, you can see that that is blended up perfectly there. It's like very like a mush really, so mushy baby food kind of consistency. So, you know, it's more than if you're making your own chicken mince, for example. That's why it went for so long. So we are just going to put all that out onto there. Or enough space. And now it is just telling us to shape it into an 18-centimetre log and roll up in the paper to enclose. I'm just going to dampen my hands a little bit because I just find when working with things like this, it just makes it a little bit easier, it doesn't stick. So you just want to literally make it into a log. That's about 18 centimetres. You could stick it, the baking paper over your bread mat if you wanted to use the kind of the measurements on there if you wanted to make it more accurate. But yeah, that is the loaf. And then we're just going to roll it up in that baking paper. And then we're going to pop it in the varoma and just pop it sealed side down just to keep it all together. So you're just going to sit that in there. Okay. I'll do it the wrong way for the seal. So just popping it in there. Just going to reshape it a little bit because I was rough with it. All right, and now I'm going to pop the varoma to the side for a second. There. And the next step says to clean and dry your mixing bowl, but I, like the others, are just going to grab a spare one. I'm very lucky as consultants to have the opportunity to earn lots of incredible things, and multiple mixing bowls is one of those. And we're all very lucky that we have many, many of them. So now I'm going to continue on making the teriyaki sauce, and then that will cook while steaming the chicken in the varoma. So into the mixing bowl now, we are going to place about 15 grams of fresh ginger. 1 clove of garlic. And then, it's distracting me. I'm too noisy for the babies. What are we up to? 3 seconds on speed 6 to chop those up. Usual, there's your garlic and ginger chopped up there. We're going to reopen the scales, and into there now we're going to place the rest of the sauce ingredients. So 15 grams of mirin seasoning. A teaspoon of stock. 100 grams of soy. I have a bad feeling that I don't quite have enough of this tonight, but that should be okay. Looks like that's all right. 150 grams of brown sugar. Remember to tear off those scales as you're going. I don't cook many, those of you with a TM6, I should ask, do you cook manual recipes very often? Or do you usually stick with your guided cooking? Put in the chat box and let me know. I had a TM5 before I had a 6, and so I used to, without a cook key, so I used to make everything manually. So I still have quite a few favourite manual recipes, but I know some people just love sticking with guided cooking. So 3 teaspoons of corn flour, sort of thicken up the sauce a bit. That is it. So we're going to pop the lid back on. I'm going to take the measuring on it. So I've missed one little thing, 250 grams of water as well. That's a nice score. So now I'll pop the lid back on. We're going to take the measuring cup off. You're going to sit the roamer on the top. So that obviously has that chicken meat in there. And now we are going to put on to cook for 25 minutes. I think we'll cook this in a bit less than that, to be honest, but I'll keep an eye on it and check it. 25 minutes for aroma speed too. All right, I'm going to move that to the side. Does anyone have any questions so far? Pop them in the chat box. No, just throw that in. Jess and Charlotte, just let me know when you cook times are up. Look back to you in between this. And to go with our teriyaki deli chicken, we're going to make some quick sub rolls as well. So I'm going to, again, I'm very lucky, as well as lots of bowls. I've actually got 2 Thermomixes, so we're going to use the second one so we can continue on cooking. And this is a really, I think you'll find this is a lot easier than what you might expect to make a some quick rolls like this. So we're going to get straight into it and open up our scales again. So into there, we're going to place 200 grams of lukewarm water. You could, if you were doing this at home, you could warm your water using the kettle mode to 37 degrees. 37 degrees is the optimal temperature for the activation of the yeast. So if I'm cooking this at home with a bit more time, I would do that. And I'm just going to keep things moving on for us tonight. So yeah, if you wanted to do that, you just open your kettle mode, set the temperature to 37 degrees, and it will warm that water for you. With your yeast, you add your yeast and the sugar as well. So into there now, we're going to place 1.5 tablespoons of yeast. Spoon of caster sugar. We're going to pop the lid on and give that a really quick mix, 3 seconds on speed 3. And keep flipping the wrong way, it's a bit hard to get that side around. Once that's mixed up, we are going to add our baker's flour. I'm just going to grab that. I've got a big tub here on the ground. We make lots of breads and rolls and different things here, so we always have a big tub of baker's flour. So we're going to place 320 grams of baker's flour in there. And then a teaspoon of green sugar. Green sugar starts to give you really nice fluffy results with the breads and doughs and things. You can leave it out if you don't have it, but apple cider vinegar is actually a perfect replacement for it. If you don't have it, try apple cider vinegar, same 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon, before you leave it out completely. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I made sub rolls before or that kind of thing. I have a confession to make. Back in my day, I was a Subway girl. So I'm hoping I can make them somewhat similar to the Subway rolls, probably not as big, but I'll be thrilled if they look like them. Stop talking now and concentrate for a minute. And oil, we're going to add our olive oil in there now as well. So just 30 grams of olive oil. Popping the lid back on, we're going to go out of our scales and into our dough mode. Obviously, because these recipes aren't on cookie dough yet, we are, as I've said, cooking them manually or through imported recipes. So you can just access your modes via your mode screen. So we're going to do 8 minutes of kneading on these ones. And just turning the speed selector once to activate that kneading mode. So while they are both cooking away there, hopefully tell me if you can't hear me okay, I'll just pause it. Actually, we made the dough before we started, and I have made it to a couple of different points of the recipe. So this, what I've got in here now, is about half of what you would get. Can you hear me right over the kneading? So after you've done your kneading, you are going to leave it to proof either in a bowl like this one, or you can wrap up in your like that, but leave it for about an hour until it's starting to rise. And so like I said, that's about half the recipe. So it did fill this whole. So from here, once it's doubled in size, is that you can make it into about 4 sub rolls, especially with breads and things, but obviously just do it to whatever suits you. Before it would make huge sub rolls. Long Subway rolls, so if you want to make them a bit smaller, consider those big form factor there. I've made it into about 6 tonight, so I've got 3 that are already done. So just dividing that into 3. Obviously, I will fresh towards all the time, and don't cut off the really careful not to use any knives or and then from here, you're going to form each into about a 20 centimetre loaf. So that's if you're making 4. So these will be a little bit smaller. I like to just do my normal top, just make them nice and airy. And kind of give them a roll and stretch. Smaller. Bigger, people might have different. Any questions? Put them in the chat box. There are quite a few of our team in the chat box as well tonight that are happy to answer any questions you guys have. So please don't hesitate to pop in there, whether it be one of these recipes or anything at all. We're more than happy to help. So that is then. So your next step then is to pop them. You can either use a baguette tray, which I'll show you, which I've done for the other ones before, or just a line baking tray. So I have got the rose gold trays, and these are from the mix shop as well with the silicone liners. I absolutely love the silicone liners because it saves me so much on baking paper. So you can pop them from there. And then I just going to give them a quick brush with some butter. So as you'll see in a minute, the baguette tray is really good for you doing rolls like this. It just gives them a really great shape. But if you don't have one, don't stress any of them. Absolutely do a great job still. With some grated cheese and some dried curry. And then you are going to leave them to proof just for about 20 minutes or so. Just cover them and pop them aside. A little bit shorter, but you can see that's a pre-proof. Pre-proof, and that's the second. So they've really fluffed up beautifully, and you can see how the baguette tray works really well then to keep their shape. So cover them, pop them aside for 20 minutes, and then they'll fluff up beautifully and be ready to pop in the oven. You put them in about a 250-degree oven if you can, for about 12 to 15 minutes. And then we will continue on. While they are cooking, we might head over to Charlotte and see how she's going.
All right, so I've got about 40 seconds left. So basically what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the chicken off, give it a stir. I did stir probably at about the 10-minute mark. I just gave it a quick stir because it all sort of sticks together. And then I'm going to put the risotto in the water, and then I'm going to put the chicken back on, and then I'm going to put the Verona tray on, which is this one. And I'm going to cook some peas as well for another 6 or so minutes. Got a few seconds left. So I'll show you the chicken. So I pop the lid down, like move this down again. Always pop the lid down on the bench, upside down. And then you can put this, just careful not to burn yourself. That goes on there, so you're catching all those juices. It's not going to drip all over your bench. So that's the chicken there. Looks pretty good, but I'm always funny with chicken. I always overcook it. So I'm just going to give that a stir. Take that lid off. And just go over to my scales. I'm just going to weigh in 250 grams of the risotto pasta straight into that water. Coming out very slowly. And then it just says to give that a mix. Just give that a little mix with my spatula. Just do it both ways. And then I'm going to pop the lid back on. It smells delicious. You can smell like the lime. I'm going to put the chicken back on. Move that up a bit. And we're going to put our tray in. I'm going to weigh in some peas. So I'm just going to tear those scales. Here's my peas. I'm just going to spread them out evenly. Lots of holes there for the steam to come up through it. And then we're just going to cook that for another 6 minutes, Verona temperature again. We're going to put the blades on reverse, so it's not going to shred up all that risotto, and just on speed 1. So 6 minutes. Verona. And we're just, the reverse button's just those little blades there. It's just going to reverse that one. So speed 1, and I'm just going to pop the lid back on. And that's it. It's going to cook a little bit longer.
Thanks, Charlotte. I'm back in about 6 minutes. All right, we're going to head back over to Jess, who's going to finish her recipe.
All right, so mine has all cooked as well. It finished about the exact same time as Charlotte did. So as Charlotte said, I always flip over my lid so that my Verona can go on top of it. A bit full tonight, so these 2 hands. But I'll just turn the phone down. I've got my cooked meatballs here and my cooked rice underneath. So it just says there to put the meatballs into a thermoserver. So I'm just going to use my just going to use my oval shaped one. So you can get one of these as a host reward. If you have a demo or invite friends along to tonight, you would be eligible to get one of those. And then just to cover the rice and keep that warm. So I'll just put the foil over that, but I'll just leave that to the side for a minute. All right, so then we'll carry on. So the next step is to now just blend up our sauce. So you can see here, that's our sauce in there, but we're just going to blend it and make it nice and smooth. So I just have to do it for 1 minute, starting on speed 5, and then we're going to increase it up until speed 9. So it'll probably mute me out, but we'll start at 5, and then I'll manually turn it up just as the minute goes on.
So guys, we have mentioned host rewards a couple of times tonight, obviously. We love our host reward collection, and we love helping you learn as much as you can about your Thermomix while getting host rewards. So I just wanted to let you guys know, in case you haven't already seen, we do have a really amazing festive collection of host rewards. So it's actually the first time I've seen a different host reward catalogue to the normal, but for the next month or so, we do have a few extra host rewards, which includes there's a couple of things like a rose gold bakeware set, a set of the grazing boxes. If you haven't seen them before, have a look at them. They are amazing. The mini vac and another thing that I can't remember off the top of my head. But if you are interested in one of our festive host rewards, or even just having a look at the host reward catalogue, please reach out to your consultant. They would love to show you that and chat a bit more about hosting your own demo and grabbing one.
All right, so that is done. I'll just show you in here now. We have a beautiful creamy korma sauce. I don't know if you can see that like that. Nice and creamy, smells delicious. And all we're up to now is plating up. So it does say to use some cos lettuce leaves. So I didn't, of course, because it's guided cooking. Well, I made it guided cooking because I like to wing it in my recipes. I just got some iceberg lettuce. So I'm just going to use leaves off that. And we'll just plate up with some rice and some of the meatballs, and then a little bit of salad on top. So you don't need to see me do that, and I'll do that and they'll be done.
We might actually watch you plate up
you
for a
want me
minute,
to do
Jess,
it?
if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't think Charlotte will be quite ready for us, and I'm not. So
that is
let's see how these come together.
Yeah.
Pressure's on you now.
See me wing it. Yeah. All right. So more bench space, but that's okay. I probably should put everything in its spot. All right, so we're going to start with a little bit of the rice. I don't know if you can see here, but the rice is beautifully cooked in there. So as I said, this is perfect when you're cooking it with a curry as well, because as you saw, the rice is ready when the curry is ready as well. So that makes it extra easy. Trick with anything like any sort of meal, don't overfill them. I'll put some of the meatballs in as well. Like that. All right, we've got some of our beautiful sauce. Put that on. Like a really nice way to have a curry in the hot weather coming up. It's like a cross between sancho bao and having a curry, I think. So that will be really popular. And then I've just got some cucumber and some red onion. And then this is where you'd be able to put a little bit of chili on as well. Again, I didn't have any chili, but I do have a little bit of tomato just to add a bit of color. I just cut up the tomato quite fine, and then just some coriander leaves on top. And then you can also just put a bit of natural yogurt on top as well. Put that on top there. Right there as well. All right, so they are my lamb korma. See if we can see the picture. So this is what this is the picture here in the magazine. And these are what mine look like. So pretty close. But they smell delicious. So I think they'll be very tasty. So yes, these are the lamb korma, meatball and lettuce cups.
There's just a question in the chat box, Jess. Is it a spicy curry, or did you say you left out some chili?
I did leave out some chili. Hang on, I will try it and I will let you know. I do have a 4-year-old who's now helping me here in the kitchen, so I could get her to try it. You can tell us if it's spicy or not. No, it's not spicy. I would definitely put chili in it, but it's delicious.
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you. We're going to come back in a couple of minutes and Jess is going to make a really quick ice cream. We are going to run probably about 5 minutes over, guys. I hope that's okay. And I'd love you to bear with us. We are nearly finished and Jess's ice cream will blow you away how quick it is. But we'll duck back to Charlotte and see how she's going in the meantime while Jess just gets some space.
All right, so I've just gone and grabbed my simmering basket. Drain the risoni and rinse it under cold water. So that's all cooked 6 minutes and you've got a basket full of risoni. And now it's just plate up time really. So I'm just going to pop some in a bowl. Now it says to add the chicken and some peas. And it does say wait 5 minutes before you add some spinach and avocado, but I think we'll be fine. So pop some chicken in. So the chicken is just cooked perfectly. It just smells delicious. And then I'll pop some peas in as well. And then it says to pop some, it says to leave this for 5 minutes to cool down a bit. And then we're going to add avocado and spinach and then some of the dressing and then gently toss. And then we're going to scatter it with some feta and a little bit of spring onion to serve. Pop some avocado through it. Done this the most messiest way, but anyway. And then we're going to pop some dressing. Just tip some on. Oh, nearly forgot the spinach. Put some spinach in. And I'll just sort of gently mix that through. I suppose you could add some red onion to this as well. Make it your own. So some of that, and then I'm just going to sprinkle some crumbled feta. You can see all the carrot through the risoni as well. Spring onion for some extra greens. And that is basically it. That's it there. Nice and easy. 18 minutes hands-free cooking time, so you can get lots of other stuff done in that time.
That looks amazing. All right. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Charlotte. We'll come back right at the end and have one more look. But thank you so much. That I definitely need to try that myself. All right. Well, just very quickly, while Jess is cooking, what I am going to do, the very last step of our chicken is to drain the teriyaki sauce that's in the bowl. So you just want to use just a fine mesh strainer and keep the sauce. Don't throw it out. Make sure you read ahead to do that. So drain it into there, and then you're going to pop about 150 grams of that into a frying pan. You're just going to reduce it for 2 minutes, and then toss toss, use the word toss very loosely there. Just pop your chicken in it and just give it a quick glaze in there. So just turning it over in that teriyaki sauce for a few minutes. So I'll do that while Jess is doing her ice cream, and then we are all done. Just go back to Jess.
All right. So yes, I'm going to make a really quick ice cream. As you can see here, it is at the back of the magazine. It's called a mango and passion fruit soft serve ice cream. But again, I don't like manual cooking, so I quickly put it on my guided recipes again. I didn't say this before, but if you do need help putting recipes onto the guided recipes, please reach out to your consultant. It is very easy, but it can be a little bit daunting when you first try to do it. So here's our mango and passion fruit soft serve. We're going to go start cooking again. Now we need to put in 500 grams of frozen mango pieces. So we'll just click on the scales. Okay. And then we are just going to blend that. So you can see it's just in there, just in chunks. So you can buy it like that if you've got a surplus. If you grow your own mangoes, you've got a surplus of any sort of fruit, you can just freeze it in chunks yourself. And we're just going to go to do 1 minute on speed 6. So again, this might be really loud and drown me out, but it shouldn't be too long.
So like I said, while Jess is doing that, I have just got my chicken. I've unwrapped it out of the baking paper, and now I'm just giving it a quick little, just so really, yeah. Toss doesn't sound right because it's a big chunk of meat, but a bit of a toss in the teriyaki sauce of the frying pan. It actually, the recipe doesn't use all of the teriyaki sauce that you make either. So you can pop it in just a jar and pop it in the fridge and use it another time if you want, whether it be for some more chicken. You know, if you made another roll in the next week or so, you could just use water to steam it. You could just do the first few steps and make the chicken roll, and then just use water in your mixing bowl to steam it, and then use your sauce. Have a quick little go in the frying pan. But yes, I'll be back in a minute and I'll show you properly.
Okay, so that is done. Show you in here. So that has nicely blended the mango. The next step here, we go on and we need 50 grams of passion fruit pulp. So I couldn't really get I forgot to get enough of the passion fruit when I was in the supermarket today. So I did just get a tin of it. So this won't be as healthy and it'll probably be a lot sweeter, but I'm sure no one's really going to complain too much in my family. I'll just pop the 50 grams of that in. Nearly there. All right, we'll pop that in. And now we're just going to do 1 minute 30 on speed 6 again, but we might just have to help mix with the spatula. So all that is implying is the beauty of our Thermomix spatulas is when we put them through the lid like that, the collar on them makes sure they can't actually reach the blades. So we can put that in and help keep pushing the mango back down towards the blades, because as I mentioned before, when you have the blades going really fast, it can push everything up away from the blades and it doesn't mix properly. So I will just get that started.
All right, so you can see, Jess, you're just using the spatula to help that mix through quickly. It is quite noisy. If you've made Fruity Dream before, it's a similar kind of process to that. But while she's doing that, we've got 1 minute 30, I'll pop that and I'll show you. So these are my sub rolls that I've cooked in the baguette tray. So yeah, you can just see how the baguette tray just helps them hold their shape beautifully. So we'll take 1 or 2 out of that. then to the side. Just a bit of turn my frying pan off so I don't burn the house down. And then we have got the chicken loaf there that we've popped in the teriyaki sauce. And then the recipe says that you can sprinkle it with some sesame seeds and some nigella seeds if you want. I just have sesame, so I'll just add a few of those. But if your kids don't like them and that's who you're going to feed, then don't stress about it either. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to slice. So you can see, look how beautiful and fluffy they are. And then I'm going to slice up the chicken, teriyaki deli chicken it is. So obviously, again, you can make it to whatever shape, size, everything that you want. But how good does that look? And like I said before, much healthier than what you would buy in the supermarket, that's for sure. So, like always, put whatever you want in your rolls. So I'm just going to put some lettuce, and I'm going to put some cheese, and I went very Subway girl and cut them into triangles because I had to. And then adding some chicken in there as well. So I feel like they are perfect for a summer picnic. What do you guys think? Chicken loaves and sub rolls. All right, we'll go back to Jess and then we're all finished. We'll just bounce around and see everything finally.
All right, so we are done. So that is our soft serve here. It smells delicious again. I'll just get some out. If you were going to put it in a cone, I did see that you can put it in a like a piping bag, and then you can just actually pipe it into a cone, which would be really good. We'll just drizzle with a little bit more of the passion fruit. And there we go there. Perfect soft serve. And all it was, as you saw, was just mango and a little bit of passion fruit. So easy done. In the recipes as well, there were 3 options if you saw in the photo. So there was avocado and lime soft serve, banana and raspberry soft serve, or this mango and passion fruit. So another perfect dessert for the warm weather.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Jess. So Jess has made the passion fruit ice cream and those lamb korma meatball, what did we call them? Meatball lettuce wraps.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So that is
how good does that look? Perfect
and our ice cream.
summer. Beautiful, healthy meal. Love that.
Right.
Thanks so much, Jess. So for
No
those of you
worries.
who don't follow Jess on Facebook and Instagram, your page is
Thermi Life on the Farm.
amazing. So give Jess a follow if you haven't already. And thank you so much for cooking with us again tonight, Jess.
Not
we'll
a
go
problem.
back and see Charlotte one more time.
There's my one. Got all the avocado, chicken, risotto, peas.
That looks so good as well, Charlotte. I think I need to try that one too.
Smells so fresh.
Amazing. Thank you so much for cooking with us again as well. And your Facebook and Instagram for those who don't follow you?
Home Baker Mum.
Home Baker Mum. I might get one of you girls to pop those in the chat box so people can see them. All right, and I'll just quickly come back over here. So yes, I have made those sub rolls with the teriyaki deli style chicken. Super easy, and I think a really great healthy one as well when it comes to the chicken. I did just want to show you guys, I'm not sure if you took much notice on the cover of the magazine. I'll just quickly grab it again, but there is an incredible lemon meringue ice cream cake on the cover. And I really want to encourage you guys, or challenge you perhaps, to give this a go. I have made it today and yesterday, and look how good that looks. So I really There are a few steps to this recipe, but it is absolutely worth it, and they are so much easier than what you might think. So you're just going to make everything in a couple of steps. You start off by making a lemon curd, which I'm pretty sure most of you that have had a Thermomix will have made before. Super easy. Then an ice cream mixture. And I've actually never made ice cream before, but I think I'm converted to make it now. So you pop that in the freezer, and then this is the reason you need to start the day before, because then you give it a churn the next day before popping it in the cake. And then a sponge base. So then you just layer all that up, cook a meringue just before serving, and I think everybody's going to be pretty impressed with that this summer. So would absolutely love to challenge you guys to, when you get a copy of the magazine, to give that a go. Share it on your social media and give us a tag. We would love to see whether you're making one of these, something else we've made tonight, or any other recipe. We absolutely love seeing what you guys are making. So thank you again for everybody for joining us. We hope you've learned some new things, you feel inspired, you might grab a copy of the magazine in the coming days. I am Thermo Loving Mum on Instagram and Facebook if you'd like to give me a follow as well. But thank you so much to the girls on my team. And we also have Em's team as well. A few of those girls have been joining us and helping in the chat box too. So a very big thank you to you all. If joining the team is something that you think you might be interested, we would love to have a chat to you about that. It really is so fun. We love being a part of the team, and I absolutely love being challenged to make things like this by being a part. So if that's something that you would like to learn more about, please reach out to any one of us to have a chat. And that is pretty much it for us tonight. If you have any questions at all, please reach out. We'd love to help you, whether you want to grab one of those festive host rewards or anything at all, please just let us know. We do have a couple of door prizes to give away, and we will organise those and send you a message tomorrow if you are a winner. So thank you again. We hope you've enjoyed it. Our next class will be towards the end of the month on the 25th, which is a Christmas themed virtual, and we would love you to join us for that as well. But otherwise, we will see you again soon. Thanks so much, everybody. If you've got any questions, pop them in the chat box. But otherwise, thanks so much.